I'm going back to check that out. That deserves fucking scope out. That's a big ass fucking snake right there. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of brainstorming. Like, it's been crazy, you know, with the line of work that I'm in and everything like that here. And I've been trying to think as far ahead into the future that I can. And there, right now, as it stands, there's a slight possibility that I might be moving away from Texas. Just a slight chance right now. There happened to be an internal job opening for my company in a town called Littleton, Colorado, which is a outskirt of Denver, Colorado. Had a conversation with a talent acquisition specialist last week, and they sound really interested and excited to speak to me about the future. So this week I have another meeting with a manager up there, and you know, we're going to talk about a few things. I'm curious, you know, I'd like to know a little bit about the area. If there's anybody up there that lives in the area. But what I'm basically trying to do is, the whole real estate thing is what I'm really digging into. And if I were to move up there, I would have to have property. There's no question about it. I would have to have acreage, 10 plus acres. The more the better. I want acreage. You know, I want some land. I want some the privacy, and I want the responsibility too. So I've been looking at houses up there, and you know, it seems like it would be best for me to find a spot in between Denver and Colorado Springs, since it seems like that's where my work will be distributed. So I've been looking out into the mountains to the west of the area, kind of like in between, and I think the best spot will be like Sedalia, Colorado. And after I did all my calculations and stuff and my guesstimations and assumptions on what I can afford, there's one house that I've been looking at up there, and that thing is $400,000, but it's got like 35 acres, and it's a pretty big house, like a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It's a little too big. I think it's actually like, I want to say it's like 3,000 square feet. It's huge, but it's got a huge basement, which I'm totally all about a huge basement. The property is really nice. It's near a really big river. It's really out in there, out in the boondocks, and the views are just incredible. I think it's actually like the property is right up against the Pike National Forest. So I'm looking at that and kind of thinking about what I should be doing. So like, why am I actually looking to change location? Well, you know, like I said, it's just a really small chance that I'm gonna actually do it. Everything would really have to align perfectly right. Like, you know, the sun, moon, and stars will have to align perfectly for it to happen. Because, you know, Texas is nice. You know, it has its ups and downs. There's things I like about it. There's things I hate about Texas. I think one of the things is like, there's a lot of man-made structures around here, and I kind of like the nature the most. One of the things like around here, you kind of get sick and tired of the same bullshit in the area. of the same roads, farm to market roads. It gets kind of boring, and you know, there's spots where you can go and you can go hiking and stuff like that, but it's all man-made junk, you know. Population is growing here, I know that for a fact. I think like Toyota just opened up like a manufacturing plant in Frisco, Texas, and a few other companies. It was in the news that they've been moving here, and they're saying that it's going to bring in like half a million people or something like that, which, oh man, that's just great. That's just going to clog up these roads really bad, and everything is under construction here in Texas all the time. Nothing's ever finished. There's always something under construction. I saw another thing in the news the other day where they were doing the smog report for the city of Dallas, and the town got an F. We're like 7th place in the nation for the worst smog. It's also one of the worst towns to be a bicyclist. But you know, when you live here, you learn to kind of live with some of the nonsense and all the bullshit. You know, there's good things about it too. There's a lot of people that exercise. There's a lot of people that don't exercise, and I enjoy exercising, and there's big groups of guys that ride bicycles around here, and I really like that. I really like how it's really close too. You could just drive like, I could drive like 20 minutes and meet up with like 30-40 cyclists, and we can all go on a group ride 30-40-50 miles out. Really nice guys too. It's awesome. I'm not sure how it's going to be in Colorado, but I do hear that Colorado's like one of the healthiest, or Denver's like the healthiest town in the country. And it seems like, man, when me and Chad went out to Pikes Peak last year, there was quite a bit of things to do up there, as far as like the nature's outdoors and the nature. I noticed a lot of trails, and I think I would really be happy to live up there, and I think this would have to be like one of my last moves. And that's why I'm looking for something with property, because I really don't want to move around too much more in my life. I'm getting old, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm already 35 years old. I'm trying to basically enjoy life as much as I can, and if I can get closer to the outdoors, that'll be great. Get away from these neighbors, you know, up against my elbows and shit. They're keeping their lights on at nighttime all night long. Where the fuck am I going? Oh yeah. Hey man, so if you guys live up in Colorado or watch my videos, I know you guys are out there watching my videos. There's one guy, I forgot his screen, I think his name is Flying Ryan or something like that. I talked to him a little bit on my on one of my videos. He lives up there in Colorado. Sorry if I got your name wrong, man, but I just wanted to give you a shout out and say thanks for giving me some input on the area. I'm really interested in looking in the area. You know, if I can get things lined out, I might just go ahead and dip out. Another thing that I really look forward to is having the whole Pikes Peak area, and you know, Mount Evans and Breckenridge and all those ski areas, all those areas within, like, you know, arm throws distance. I really like the idea of that. I'd like to get more into mountain biking. I do a lot of road cycling right now, but I'd love to get into mountain biking. I'd love to go explore in the woods there, and I'd love to also get back into snowboarding, because that's something that I used to do when I lived in Connecticut. And you guys didn't know, I grew up in Connecticut, and I did a lot of mountain biking and snowboarding. That's all I did all through high school. That's it. Snowboard and mountain bike. I never played sports or anything. And I miss doing that stuff. I miss snowboarding. And I miss getting on a mountain bike and just throwing a sandwich in a bag and just taking off and leaving. And leaving for the whole day and coming back home later at night. I still get that feeling when I ride my road bike, but it's not the same as a mountain bike. And I don't even have a mountain bike right now. But If I were to move up there to Colorado, boy, I tell you what, that'd be the first thing I pick up. I'd get a nice mountain bike too, not a Huffy. Hey, so if you guys are out there watching my clips, you live up in Colorado, give me a shout out. I really want to know what you think about the area, especially the Denver area. I've been doing a lot of digging on YouTube and stuff like that. I found a few videos that were really good, but there really isn't much out there, you know, of people giving their true, honest opinion of the area, the people that live there. There are a few guys that have, though, and that's really cool. I like watching videos like that. It's really nice to see that. But if you got any input you can give me a holler, man. I'm looking at everything, you know. I know you guys have property taxes there, and they're not as expensive as they are here in Texas, but you guys do have state income taxes, which are pretty pricey too. Well, the reason why I rode out here is because we rode our bicycles out here last weekend, and this road right here was entirely underwater. We had to stop and turn around and make a pretty massive detour. It sucked. You guys like my fancy safety apparel? You know what they call this in Texas? It's called Suns Out, Guns Out. I'm listening to Keith Sweat radio. What do you young bucks know about that shit, huh? It's an 80s thing. If you're an 80s kid, you knew who fucking Keith Sweat was. If you were born in 1988, you ain't gonna know shit about that. If I had a house sitting on like 30 acres, I would make the fucking sickest trails ever. For dirt bike riding and for mountain bikes. I'd make like one of those fucking courses that has like the little ramps, the wooden ramps, and the berms and shit, and the little beams and shit that you ride on, with jumps and shit in between. Totally all about that.
Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll talk to you later.